Hey everyone, it's Stephanie. So today I'm going to be doing a kind of smoky eye vibe. Gonna be using a lot of like greens and golds. Those colors just speak to me. I'm using the brand Milk Cosmetics, and these are two of their palettes. The palette's really popular. It's called Gemini, and I'm sorry if you don't have it. It's always sold out. This is like the palette that kind of like put them on the map because their eyeshadows are gorgeous. Obviously mattes, they like blend out like beautifully. The colors, I needed them. So this is pretty much a palette that is all like shimmers and like two mattes in here. I have to kind of use both palettes, so I'm sorry Gemini is sold out, just because there are only two mattes in this palette. I would prefer to have more of like something with like transition shades and stuff, but this is really great to have like another palette if you wanted to use like the shimmers in this palette. So without further ado, I'm gonna flip it on over. I'm gonna be priming my eyes. I'm gonna be using the MAC Pro Long Wear Paint Pot in Painterly. I just got this during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty. It was half off. This is gonna be like my third time using it. I feel like it's pretty good. I still like prefer to use like a concealer just because it is like faster and easier. I'm using the ColourPop E3 brush. Kind of a geeky, nerdy reference. E3 is like a gaming conference that happens every year. I only know that because my husband watches it every year. I wouldn't say I'm like super nerdy, but I do like to play video games, and that's how I met my husband. We met playing on Halo. So right now I've kind of transitioned over to playing on the PlayStation. So I play more Overwatch than I do Halo right now. So, but as soon as the new Halo comes out, you know I'll be playing it. So I'm just gonna be using a Morphe brush. I guess the number kind of already came off. I'm going into the shade Luna in the Gemini palette here. So it's this brush. It's the Morphe M506. You can like pack on the color using the side here and then flip it and then blend it out. It's my favorite way to use this brush. I might use like this color Smokey here. It's kind of like a mustard color. I'm gonna start packing that on. What is more mustard? It looks more like a pukey shade. Into the shade Fire OG, so that's more of like an olive green. That blending brush that I used earlier and go back into Smokey and just kind of soften the edges. Use one more green just to kind of deepen it up. I'm going to go into the color Leo, which is going to be more of like this dark foresty green. blending brush, I'm going to use the Morphe JH40 and kind of blend in Fire OG and Smokey here on the top. Now I'm going to go into the smoke sessions. I'm going to use an even darker shade. So I'm going to use that same kind of JH40 just because I want to get in nice and tight. I'm going to use Sour Diesel. It's almost like a green brown. Bring like a more like contrast when I do put in like a bright shimmer in the middle. That's kind of what creates that halo. Now I'm gonna put some concealer on in the center here just to kind of brighten up that center color. I'm going to use a shimmer from the Smoke Sessions. Alright, so I typically like to use like a white concealer to cut my crease. I'm not finding that right now, so I'm going to use the lightest concealer that I have, which is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. And then this brush here is one of my favorite brushes to cut my crease. It's just a very flat brush. What I do is I just put it on the center here. And then I look up, just so that way I know where like my eye, where it's gonna stop. With these, because they're pretty soft, it's probably better to apply with a finger, but you can use like a flat brush. I like to use the Morphe M124, and you can also spray some like setting spray on it to make it more like metallic. This is what it's gonna look like with a dry brush. Which is like not like bad at all. Like it's very pigmented without getting it wet. I like to use the MAC Fix Plus. Some of the dark shades that I've been using just to kind of make that contrast. So I'm gonna go back in with my JH40 and use Sour Diesel. Back into the Gemini palette and just use like all the greens that I used earlier. So. Use a little bit of Fire OG and Smokey together. I like to put like a highlight color up here, like for my brow bone, just to make it like pop, and so it doesn't get like lost in like all the darkness. The Ofra Rodeo Drive highlighter. I'm gonna clean up like underneath my eyes. I'm gonna use just a makeup remover wipe, and I'm gonna also do the rest of my face makeup. the lower lash line. I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil and Mildew. So I'm gonna put some mildew on my eyes. I know, yeah, sanitary. And back into the Smoke Session palette and use that Sour Diesel shade as close as I can to my lower lash line. So, gonna go into this shade Mean Green right here. And might put a little bit of that Granddaddy. I'm gonna put a little bit of that Granddaddy shade right in the center here, just to kind of match the top. And then I'm gonna go into the shade Sweet Tooth, which is gonna be more of like this teal shade in the Smoke Sessions. And oh, that's fun. It's a little pop. Oh, I love it. Okay. And then go into Blue Dream. Kind of like brighten it up a little bit. So I mean, if you didn't want to if you wanted to stay dark, then you can definitely just go in with the same colors that I used on top. But this is really fun. I like this. What do you guys think? Now I just gotta put mascara on my lower lashes and lips and setting spray, and then we'll be all done. Okay, I'm gonna use the Kylie Cosmetics Malibu lip. Liquid lipstick from Kylie. So this is the completed look. What do you guys think of this green smoky eye with a little bright like under eye? You do a smoky eye with any color. I know a lot of people think smoky eyes, they think black, and they're like, oh, I can't do black. You can do a brown smoky eye. You could do purple. Like really, there's no rules when it comes to makeup, so you can do any color smoky eye that speaks to you. And this one just happens to speak to me. I think you're gonna be picking up the Melt Cosmetics Smoke Sessions. I don't know anyone's moral compass. I know that you guys are like, oh no, it's marijuana leaves, but it's a plant when you really think about it. Some people just use it as recreation, and then some people use it for medicinal. So there are good uses for that plant. So, and it just so happens to be good use for your eyeshadow too. Anyway, I'm happy with how it turned out. And yeah, if you guys have any suggestions or anything that you want to see, leave a comment down below. Also, I would really appreciate if you subscribe. I know I'm just starting out and I don't have like, you know, the best lighting, the best setup, the best camera, but you know, everyone has a beginning, and if this is something that you want to keep seeing from me, please let me know. Or if you have like any like feedback that you want to give me, that would be great. Anyway, so by the way, my name is Stephanie. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a good day. Thanks.